I know it's almost Valentine's Day, but it's not love that's in the air. It's Sinnoh. There is way too much Sinnoh in the air right now, and I'm starting to choke on it because since my last video, there's actually been a substantial amount of updates and stuff to talk about. So I please ask that you watch the entire video. I want to know what you think about the possibility of a Gen 4 remake after this because there is way too much that is adding up. Also, I had this tweeted at me from Nerf Panther recently. Okay. Spear Pillar plus Revive equals Sinnoh Remake. Now the thing is, this goes back to November. So just after the launch of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and this was discovered. Now this is compelling on its own because we know that the Pokemon Company, we know that Game Freak, they put hints into future Pokemon games, such as in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. We have a tease for Alolan Exeggutor, which kind of relates back to Pokemon Sun and Moon in the Game Freak offices. Also, we have the Strange Souvenir in Pokemon X and Y. So we had two games that were calling, or at least like predicting, or at least leading up into Pokemon Sun and Moon. So that's already happened. I mean, this right here is so compelling. Because one thing that came from the interviews about Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire is like Game Freak's like, yeah, we know fans really wanted this, so we really wanted to deliver on that. And of course that means they know the next one is in line as well. So reviving Spear Pillar Generation 4, that's a strong hint. Now, another thing that makes us strong is that I didn't talk about Mallow getting a shaman in the Pokemon Sun and Moon anime. The last episode, she picks up a Gen 4 mythical Pokemon. This is not a drill, guys. I think things just got a little too serious, which also keeps stacking with some of the other news that we've gotten recently because one of the mystery figures turned out to be a shaman. So this is that April mystery Pokemon thing that we were trying to figure out. One of them was a shaman. It looks like there's still another mystery. So that's shaman. However, we have a 15th special figure still on the table, and this goes back to February 1st. So Mallow, she got her shaman after that. So that was like kind of predicting something for the anime, and that's another thing that happens. The anime, the games, the new generations, they're all connected. They're all tied together. It goes as early as Togepi being in the original Pokemon anime, Donphan being in the first Pokemon movie, many new generation Pokemon sprinkled in all kinds of movies throughout the years, and then as recently as Dusk Lycanroc getting a lot of build-up through merchandise, a lot of build-up in the anime, and then meaning something for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. The same things are happening right now, and there's still new Pokemon possibilities on the table. This is crazy. This is wild. And another thing is, since this is like the April figurines, it shows that Mallow is going to have this shaman for quite some time until it finds the Grassland flower and flies off with all of its friends or something. But either way, like, that's spooky. Another thing that's pretty crazy is Pokemon tweeting about Valentine's Day. Now, this actually isn't too crazy on its own. You know, I sound like some kind of crack job, you know, just conspiracy theorist. I'm like, guys, the Pokemon Company is tweeting about Valentine's Day, and I don't trust them. But in this case, I think I think something has to be going on because they started it really early. Like, they have Pokemon Valentine going like a week before Valentine's Day. They changed their headline, or they changed their banner, they changed their name, they changed all this stuff going on. It's like, wow, that's a little early. So they're building up Valentine's Day for some reason, and now the most recent tweet. So this came out after my video. Deontay can create diamonds instantly by compressing the carbon in the air between its hands. Did you know that, guys? Did you know that Deontay can create diamonds instantly? Just like that? Now, this is kind of coincidence territory because diamonds are a girl's best friend, and Valentine's Day and diamonds, they kind of go hand in hand. But this also feels like, you know, if there's any time to announce something, it's going to be either around Valentine's Day, like February 15th is the cutoff. After February 15th, you shouldn't expect anything until the Pokemon anniversary, which is going to be late February, so the 27th. And it's either now or never. And there's so much that has been building up. There's so much that is adding on right now that it feels like we're in the now rather than the never. And Diamond Pearl Remake, Diamond Pearl Generation 4. The thing you got to watch out for is that if they tweet something about Clam Pearl, like that's when things are going to get serious. I mean, like, here's a little tease. Junichi Masuda tweeting about it being cold. It's so cold. It's snowing. It's cold. It's snowing. Oh, by the way, Hokkaido Hokkaido is the real world equivalent to Sinnoh. Junichi Masuda isn't in Hokkaido. He's just, hey, everyone in Hokkaido, the Snow Festival and other sightseeing people, please take care. It's gonna be cold. It's cold. Did you know it's cold? Did you know Sinnoh's cold? It's cold, guys. Hokkaido. So, I mean, like, when we have all of this that has been happening recently, and just, like, even more teases that kind of suggest what could be happening for Generation 4, I don't know, guys. I think it's too much to ignore. So one thing I think would be really cool if Pokemon comes out and tweets, they may not be real diamonds, but get ready for Diamond and Pearl remakes as the Pokemon game announcement. I think that's something. We also have Poke Times. They've been tweeting about the sleepy, warm, happy little Pachirisu for their 3-day vacation. Actually, let's go and translate this. But the thing is, vacation, it's over. 3 consecutive holidays. It's the last day. I wish I could be asleep this way. I wish I could oversleep tomorrow. But no, you don't get to oversleep. You gotta wake up, you gotta go on and resume with your life. And I think that also brings us to the last thing to talk about. When are we getting the announcement? When is all of this stuff going to happen, and when will we know about Generation 4 remakes? I feel like the announcement is going to be later today. So February 11th or tomorrow, February 12th, and that's because of this tweet right here. This was tweeted out 4 a.m. JST. That's actually pretty significant because that's going to be, or not 4 a.m. JST, 4 a.m. Pacific time, which is 9 p.m. JST. So that's at the end of the day. That they already had their day off. They already had their holiday. Their vacation's over. So they're going to wake up and potentially wake up because, you know, you can't oversleep. So they're going to wake up to potentially new Pokemon information. This has also happened with some of the trailers. That we have the Pokenchi show, and when they do like movie trailers or movie announcements, it happened with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and I think it also happened a little before then as well. So I mean, midday announcement, it does screw over Europe. I mean, someone's going to get screwed over because Japan, America, Europe, they're so spread out. I feel like that this feels possible. You know, they wake up, they get their announcement, and then it's going to be the announcement of the Pokemon Direct. So about 2 days from now. So it's going to be February 14th Japan, which means it's going to be February 13th for us, or it's going to be, since Valentine's Day isn't super relevant in Japan, it's going to be Japan gets the announcement on the 15th, we get the announcement on the 14th, Happy Valentine's Day, trainers, or something like that. It's just that the time zones kind of make this really messy. However, I think we've gotten announcements for Nintendo Directs and Pokemon Directs around the midday or something. Like, it just kind of pops up. However, one thing that's interesting is that 4 a.m. So, again, a kind of significant time. This is when we got the announcement for the Pokemon Direct for Sun and Moon. Now, it didn't say Pokemon Direct Sun and Moon. It just said Pokemon announcement, Pokemon Direct 2 days from now. And that was going into the anniversary of Pokemon. So that was actually 4 a.m. and I believe that Nintendo tweeted that one out. So there's going to be a lot of places to keep our eyes on. But yeah, like a late day, early morning reveal. We also get the trailers. You know, the trailers end up coming out around 6 a.m. So maybe we could get that announcement. Pretty much what I'm getting at is the next 24 hours are really not safe. Because that gives us the 2-day heads up going into Valentine's Day, or kind of gives us like this later day reveal. After that, it could still be 24 hours. Because I think there's also only been like 24-hour heads up for certain Nintendo Directs and certain Pokemon Directs in the past. So it depends on like how much time Game Freak wants to give it, or sometimes they might just drop it on us. Because that's one thing that happened with the Pokemon Let's Go announcements. Suddenly it was just, hey, there's a press conference going on in Japan. We're going to tweet you the news. New game, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. And then also announcing the 2019 games, Pokemon Quest, and all that other stuff. So there's different ways that the news can be revealed, and I don't think I'm going to sleep until February 15th, when it's like, okay, it's all done, it's all blown over. If we got nothing, that sucks, because then we're dealing with, you know, 2 weeks until we get some more news potentially. I really hope they don't push until March. God forbid April or anything like that. But we are seeing the fruits of some of these other things coming out. You know, this April figurine, well, except for the last mystery, we have it. And that only leaves one more thing because the anime's lining up. So, I mean, Mallow getting a shaman in the anime, that's significant. That means there's hype right now. You know, that's an awesome Pokemon that a lot of people enjoy in Japan, and it's like, okay, now we have this. This is fresh. This is happening. We also know what's going to be happening with the merchandise. We have Valentine's Day coming up for the States, and then we have all these other things where it's like, okay, it's building up, it's adding up. I think that's something to pay attention to. And then there's just things that have been hanging around the entire time as well. Like, I didn't see this, but my goodness, that's ridiculous. Like, that's almost enough to go off of by itself. If you wanted, like, you know, some people are like, well, we can't have a remake right after a remake or something like that, but I still think it's very possible. Or they just merge the regions. You know, they're giving us a lot of, like, Sinnoh hype, but there's still going to be new Pokemon, or maybe an addition to the Sinnoh region, or somewhere else to explore, either in the pregame, like, or the postgame, or Sinnoh becomes a postgame. There's a lot that could be happening. I think that's something really cool to think about. But yeah, if, like, you're just a Sinnoh fanboy right now on the remakes side of things, this could be enough news for you right here, and then that could be hype, or it could all mean nothing, and then we're just Game Freak screwing with us, and we're getting trolled, and it could mean anything, because Pokemon's wild. But I think after we were able to predict Dusk Lycanroc, after we were able to predict a couple of other reveals from Pokemon, there was also the build-up into Pokemon Let's Go, the build-up into Pokemon Sun and Moon from Junichi Masuda. We have the precedent, guys. We have it. So now we just have to watch it unfold. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.